Okay, so I'm sort of going into this one blind. All I really know about this Unstoppable Wasp is that she's not Janet Van Dyne, but is Hank Pym's daughter. She's Russian, I think, and apparently she was part of the Red Room? You know, the one that trains assassins. It sounds like a really bad choice for a book that's probably going to be appealing to younger girls. I mean, the carefree dancing, the speakers, etc. on this cover is basically a dead ringer for younger girls, maybe young teenagers, so on and so forth. So, let's just get into it. I've been told, I know this book through reputation, that this is like super cringy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it one issue at a time. Here we go. Alright, so the intro page is not much. There's nothing really to recap. It just basically says who all is on the book. Writer Jeremy Whitley. Ah! I've heard of this guy. Turbo Goony Beardman. Total creepy male feminist type. Yet he's writing this book. Oh, right. Feminist logic. He's an ally, quote unquote. So he can write about a female character and get a free pass from the feminist Schutzstaffel. I fucking hate the whole ally talk. I know, I'm not that far into this and I'm already ranting. I fucking hate it. You wanna know why? It's pretentious. It's this idea that, oh, well, you've virtue signaled enough so you can get away with us not policing you as much as we would someone else. I hate that idea. Fucking hate it. Because it's a very obvious inconsistency when it comes to feminism. Not to mention, I'm an ally. Makes it sound like you're in the midst of a war. Alright, so what do you call people who aren't allies but aren't enemies? Switzerland? Fuck you. Anyway, Manhattan. And as I'm reading through this, oh goody, the awkward foreigner trope. Why do I get the feeling that this isn't going to be as funny as Coming to America?
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
Also, like other comic readers, when I read a line from a comic, I try to imagine a voice. It's really, really easy to do when you've seen the character like in an animated series or in a movie, because you can hear that voice in your head if you're imaginative enough. And from this one, though, with the awkward foreigner trope and all that, I can't help but read her as Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle. If she starts going on about the moose and squirrel, I'm done. Alright, so the goofy foreigner trope continues after she buys a bunch of cakes and snack cakes and donuts and blah 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 and walks into traffic and sadly doesn't die. I hate this character already. Like, she's that smart, but she doesn't know how American traffic is. Really? I hate this trope. It's being done so poorly. Like, give her actual things within culture to not understand. Not, oh, I'm goofy foreigner. I don't know how roads work. Come on. Also, let's make me Yankee Doodle, yes? What's with saying yes at the end of the sentence? Is she gonna turn into Death's Head at some point? Wow, there's an obscure joke. Okay, well, if nothing else, on the next page, she's actually super friendly with people. And you know what? After reading through America Chavez's book, I'm actually happy about seeing that. That she's a nice person. That she's not surly, she's not rude. She's nice. That's a positive heroic trait. I'm in shock. Everyone tells me about this SJW Marvel stuff, and I'm like, oh god, the character's gonna be a total bitch. No. She's a sweetheart. You know what? That already has her higher on the tier than America Chavez. To say the least. Like, a nice person. A nice young person. A kind-hearted hero. Gee, what a concept. Anyway. So as Nadia is talking to the immigration officer, she actually gives us her background. Okay, so she's Hungarian. She's not Russian. But anyway, take notes. To Gabby Rivera, to any other writer, when you're bringing up this new character, you need to give us their background. You need to tell us who they are, what they do, why they do it. Don't just say, oh, I've been in this book, and I've been in this book. I've never had a solo series, but I've been in this book, so you better know who the fuck I am. We stay? No. Introduce the character. Tell us who she is. Why is she the way that she is? So on and so forth. So, yeah. It even goes into explaining why she's not a cold-hearted assassin. You know, she was a scientist. She was raised to be a scientist by the Red Room. So, okay. Now we've got background. Now I understand a bit more. Thank you for that, writer. That's appreciated. It also, honestly, sort of softens the goofy foreigner trope. Just a little, not a lot. I mean, she's been isolated for most of her life, just working on scientific ventures, so a little bit of awkwardness is expected. Alright, on to the next page. Okay, so there's a missed comedy opportunity here for when she says, and he was dead, oh no, that's so sad. Why not go with, no, he was a robot. Sorry, I think that would be funny. Speaking of robots, there's one attacking. Dun dun dun. Okay, so Mockingbird is here. Not the Mockingbird that Aiden Paladin and I were talking about in a stream not too long ago. You know, praising, because she was awesome back in the day. You know, West Coast Avengers, that sort of stuff. This is Ask Me About My Bullshit Agenda, Mockingbird. Hurrah! I am overcome with excitement. Also, the engineering breakdown of the robot, a little weird. But I guess it would kind of make sense for someone of Nadia's intellect to explain exactly why some of these things work the way that they do. Still, it comes off as a little forced. Nito is robot! Robot is very science comrade! Alright, so as Mockingbird fights Big Giant Robot and Nadia and Miss Marvel talk about exactly who Bobby Morse is so that the reader is caught up, again, thank you, writer, for actually doing that. She gets caught and sent flying. And of course, Dime Store Reed Richards, I mean, Allahu Snack Bar Miss Marvel, and Wasp are there to make sure that Mockingbird does not go splat. Good on them. So as the page goes on, Okay, again, this book really hasn't presented itself as that much of a comedy thus far. So with the giant robot running towards them for comedic effect, and them just chatting about fanfiction and stuff, this is cringy. This is like, okay, I get it. They're teenagers. But why would a super genius be reading somebody else's fanfiction? Come on, I've got Mockingbird's face, like, right now, of, like, stop, please, let's do the hero thing and, you know, take care of the giant fucking robot that almost killed me. So, in the next page, Monica and the giant robot, of course, expresses my overall expression with this particular book so far and tries to kill the bug. And, of course, the bug disappears because, again, this is a version of the Wasp, so she's got Pym particles and... Okay, she's playing music and trying to make the robot dance? Fine. Two can play this game, motherfucker. What I'm going to do right now, instead, is I'm just going to let these next few pages pan a bit while I play what music I imagine is playing through these speakers. Because fuck you. Enjoy! Sorry, I had to do that. Anyway. Okay, Muslim Miss Marvel makes a Star Wars reference. A specific pilot reference. Okay, Marvel. Gonna have to ask you a favor. Between this and her speech in Champions, that was decent, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop trying to endear this character to me. It's not gonna happen until she denounces Islam and starts listening to In Flames and Dark Tranquility. Anyway, Nadia breaks down exactly how physics work to the reader, and I'm insulted again. If you tie up legs and they try to move, they fall down, comrade. Ugh. Okay, so Bad Girl escapes after complaining about the fact that she's not seen at the same level as Hank Pym and Bruce Banner, and this is going to be a theme. I can tell right now. So the girls decide to go out for smoothies. Well, I guess they're too young for martinis or wine, so nothing fun like that. But, oddly enough, there is a legitimately good-natured moment in this book where Nadia geeks out over Bobby's scientific accomplishments. And being someone who's known about Mockingbird since I was young, it is nice to see that element of Bobby Morse recognized in a comic book. I will admit that. You gotta give credit where it's due, right? But the thing about this page is that it's jolly. It's good-natured. It tells us about the characters here. It actually gives them a little bit of depth. That Nadia, again, at her core, is a very kind young woman who just wants to do right. Of these millennial superheroes, I want to see more of that as I explore these books, honestly. Because that is part of the core of being a hero. I just want to do the right thing. With great power comes with great responsibility. I cannot sit and rest on my laurels. I think that's a great character trait, to be completely and totally frank with you. Now here's the thing. Some of you probably want me to dive into this and start criticizing it over stuff. And you know, I imagine people could probably think of reasons that they don't like this. They don't like, the kind of girly nature of the conversation and the talking about the hugging and so on and so forth. Look, I'm not the target audience for this. I can empathize so I can, critique it and say how well it does for a younger audience and for women to a degree, but I cannot just be dickish about the girly nature of it for its own sake. I'm not spoony, okay? I'm not any other dime a dozen spoony wannabe either. I don't like being cynical for its own sake. And people who do are usually trying to make up for a lack of intelligence or a lack of cleverness. You can complain all day about a comic book or a video game or anything along those lines not fitting your taste. You want to know what it's like? It's like going to a burger restaurant that solely serves burgers. You eat a burger and you complain that it doesn't taste like spaghetti. Sorry, I don't do that sort of thing. I have legit gripes here, and that's what I'm going to gripe about. Alright, so the next couple of pages are just more of the same. It's good-natured banter between a more experienced hero and a newer one. Well, until they mention the world's smartest list. Okay. Why on earth are we bringing up that the first woman was placed at number 27? I would think that a list of the world's smartest people is measured by intelligence, correct? Meaning that they're not considering gender, they're just examining one particular factor. Fuck. Why is this being politicized? Whoopie fucking do, they're a bunch of smart dudes in Marvel. Why is that a negative? They do good things. Some of them are superheroes. Oh god! Oh god! Say it ain't so! Smart people doing smart things for the betterment of mankind. Next thing you tell me that women give birth to human beings. Fuck! Oh, god damn it. On top of that, she brings up Moon Girl, which basically exposes the idea that Marvel making Moon Girl randomly smarter than Reed Richards is purely political. Wow. Fuck you, Marvel. Also, there's more of an established character in a book telling me how awesome this new character is. With saying, oh, you're gonna inspire me to do great things. Squee! No! Fuck off with that. Show! Don't tell. I want to see awesome things that this Nadia girl can do. All I've seen is her take over a robot so far. I'm pretty sure Dr. Doom could do that in his sleep. God. Anyway. So, Nadia talks about how she's going to impress everybody, and blah, blah, blah. She says she's going to impress her father. I hate to break it to you, but your dad's sort of a killer robot right now. Anyway, so, on this last panel, Wasp said she's going to make the world rethink the list. and creates the Genius in Action Research Labs. And she calls it GIRL, G-I-R-L. But it's Genius in Action Research Labs. So an acronym for this wouldn't be GIRL. It would be G-I-A-R-L. Gjarl? Gjarl. It sounds like the name of a frost giant that Thor killed one time that had Down syndrome. It's kind of hard for me to buy this character as smart when she can't even put two thoughts into a fucking acronym. Alright, look. Let's bring this to a close. This book is dumb. It's not insulting. It's not really, offensive to my senses. It's just dumb. It's so dumb. The writer could give a damn here. He could give us more than what we're getting. But instead of giving us a smart book about a smart character, we're getting a dumb book about a smart character, so we don't really see her being that smart. Instead, you want to focus on the fact that she is a certain gender. Look, I get it. It's targeted towards young women. But not every young woman who is into comic books consistently feels the need to banter about their fucking fallopian tubes, for God's sake. This is just trash, honestly. In the fucking bin, trash. And the funny thing about it is that the character of Nadia Pym is a sweetheart. Honestly. She's a sweet young woman who just wants to do right by her daddy. That, as a character, is not a bad thing, but it's everything else around her that is dragging it down and making her seem less intelligent and less endearing than what she really is. But even then, there are some elements of her character that, when they shine through, tell me, hey, when I see this person on the page, she's gonna try to do the right thing. I can't recommend this book, obviously. Fuck this comic, honestly. This is another book that could be good, like Champions, but it has a problem with politicizing itself, and when it politicizes itself, it makes it terrible. I would like this to be a book that I could maybe give to my niece, or something like that. But as it stands, it's not there. And that is disappointing. Anyway, that's really all I have to say about this book. Onward to better things. Like Thunder Gods. Anyway, my name is Micah Curtis. I'll see you next time. Deus Vult.